Peace, y'all. Now I'm getting into the Virgo video as far as how the signs are misunderstood. Now, Virgo is mutable earth. Now, first of all, Virgo being an earth sign means that Virgo is already going to be in that realm of being more practical than most signs, being a little more clinged on to things of the material, a little more than, say, fire, air, and water signs. Virgos do play out the energy of wanting to be structured, but it's mutable earth, so they're structured in a way to where the details need to be right. The nooks and crannies of everything that's being, put to detail to needs to be exact and correct at all times. So, with that, keeping that in mind, also mutable earth, which is, being a chameleon when it comes to receiving ideas, when it comes to other people's ideas, the way other people analyze certain situations. You're like more attuned, you're able to adapt to the way other people analyze. So if people are very criticizing to you being a Virgo, you're able to kind of like soak that in and be able to take that shape and form of the energy that's being, being presented to you right now, and you're able to actually look at the nooks and crannies and actually be able to critique and make sure if this thing about yourself is even right or wrong. Now, Virgo, when we're dealing with Virgo, we're dealing with Mercury being at home. Mercury being at home in Virgo is going to mean that Virgo is very smart sign. Virgo is very detail-oriented. They do like to communicate in a lot of different ways. They like to communicate about things dealing with, health, body-wise, you know what I'm saying, how much product you may put in your hair. They may communicate the kind of like the kind of design or like the fabric of like the actual material of the colors of the shirts or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Virgos are very keen on equations too. Virgos of all the earth signs are the best mathematicians because they are ruled by Mercury. And since it's the earth element, it's more like receiving the algorithms of the actual math problem. Also being able to register that and be able to come up with its own ideas about the whole situation. Now, not only is Mercury at home in Virgo, Mercury is also exalted. Mercury is also exalted in Virgo at the same time. So the highest point of a Virgo is to receive details or communicate or research at the highest level. So that's what I'm saying. Virgos are like the master detectives in a lot of different ways. They are the master detectives. They are very analytical. Virgos would be equated to like a magnifying glass when we get to the earth signs. You know what I'm saying? Looking through the magnifying glass, looking at all the nooks and crannies, getting a close-up, detailed look at everything that's going on. A little crack or a crevice that you may not have noticed on a certain plant or a tree that you may have. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the second house, Taurus, you plant in the garden. You're planting the garden, but you got to look through the magnifying glass and actually be able to see the full detail and make sure there's no, crevices or any dents in whatever you got going on. You know what I'm saying? That's where the magnifying glass starts to play into effect and everything. Oh shit. Now, Jupiter and Neptune are away in Virgo, which is going to be a situation where things dealing with expansion, fattening up, also dreams, things dealing with creativity are kind of left field for Virgo because a Virgo is so detail-oriented and so critical that when you present a certain dream to them, they're going to already be in that state to where they're going to already be looking at the little nooks and crannies of the creation that you present to them. So if you have a drawing or a painting or a splash of color that you want to show to a Virgo is going to be like, nah, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the details and look at the nooks and crannies of this, that, and the third. You kind of painted slightly out of the line on this part and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? This, went that. You know what I'm saying, Virg? That's why that criticizing energy comes from. Now, as far as Jupiter, this is broad philosophical points of views. This is the broad horizon and you shooting the arrow. That's why Sagittarius is ruled by the archer. You shooting that arrow and then get that arch energy, and you're able to see the whole broad horizon of a particular situation. Now, this energy is not fucking with Virgo because it's basically like it's trying to expand, but it's like expanding too much into what you're critical about and everything. So it's kind of like Jupiter can't breathe too much because it's trying to gain experience and gain knowledge but it's always like finding something to criticize about, or it's always this extra nervousness energy that's a buildup and everything. Also, Venus falls in Virgo. And what that means is that Venus falling in Virgo plays out energies where Venus is not really... The reason is because, since Virgos are very cynical in general, and since Virgos play out the energy of actually, being a little more, detail-oriented and a little more, keeping things consistent and shit like that, when it comes to love, when it comes to compromising even, Virgos are very keen on not being sure whether or not to trust a certain person or to compromise with a certain person, because they are the kind of energy to where they're always looking at, they're detectives, Virgos are very much detectives, especially if you have like a Virgo sun or a Scorpio moon, or vice versa, or any kind of configuration or sextile with Virgo and Scorpio, you're going to already play out Sherlock Holmes energy. Now, Venus falling means that love matters are going to be taken very critical and everything like that. You can't even enjoy the aesthetics of what you're looking at because you're always looking at every little nook and cranny. So, you can't just appreciate the aesthetic for what it is and everything. You're always looking at what could be fixed and everything. And this is why Venus falls here, because, it can't really, it can't love and it can't be appreciated the way it needs to be, as far as just, appreciate it for what it is and everything. So that's the Virgo archetype in general. Now, since Virgo is opposite to Pisces, we're going to be dealing with the two opposite energies right next to it, which is Aquarius and Aries. Now, it gets a little tricky here. Now, I would say that Virgo understands Aquarius a little more just based upon the fact that Aquarius is air, and Virgo being earth, they're both ruled by that left brain aspect, but it's the yang and the yin of the left brain, of the more logical side, or what they call the more logical side of the brain. And then with Aries, that's the more feminine side. So Aries, even when I broke down in my how Aries is misunderstood video, Aries and Virgo don't really fuck with each other in a lot of different ways, period. This is an energy drink, but it's got green tea. It's got the natural herbs and shit like that. So shout out to the Arizona Arnold Palmer drinks and everything like that. These are really good. And it's got the we're the RX, when we're in a lot of retrograde energy right now. So tapping into the juice and everything like that. But that's another topic. So 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that. So anyway, when it comes to now, we're getting into the actual misunderstanding energy. So Aquarius. Now, brief rundown on Aquarius is fixed air. So this is like air in a balloon. This is like you presenting your thoughts to other people, but not wanting your idea to be popped, aka the balloon being popped, because this is your own idea that you're stubborn on and that you're fixated on. Like how Leos are stuck on wanting to lead towards a particular vision and everything. Aquarius is fixed on an idea, like a scientist wanting to, see a project through, So Mercury is also exalted in Aquarius too. So this is like all these thoughts are coming at once and everything, and then it's able to be, it's able to keep a thought consistent, but still be, communicative and still receiving ideas, and then being able to finally foundate itself concretely, and then be able to present its invention to the world. The sun is away in Aquarius, meaning that Aquarians don't really play out energies of wanting to be the center of attention, but deep down subconsciously, Aquariuses maybe want to be seen for not being seen in general. It's still it's the intent. It's like the will and the intent of what an Aquarius wants to do. That's why the sun is the sun is in the shin area. The shin area. I know I almost busted my ass and everything, but it's okay. So it's like the sun, which is in the stomach, is in the shin area. So, there's a lot of light being put onto there, but, this is like you walking, people. Also, Aquarius is maybe seen for stumbling, like tripping over and everything like that, because then that's getting into medical astrology and shit like that, as far as like Aquarians, sun sign Aquarians having like weak circulatory systems or shit like that, hard time breathing. That's a whole other topic. So, you're not Uranus, but Neptune falls in Aquarius. So Neptune falling in Aquarius is going to play out where, Aquarians are very smart. They're scientists and everything like that. They come up with great inventions, and then being ruled by Saturn. Then being ruled by Saturn is going to play out energies of, and I didn't even get to that Saturn and Uranus rule Aquarius. So Saturn is the masculine side. So this is like you actually telling somebody, no, we don't need to do this right now. I need you to listen to me, and we need to go about what we need to actually do and everything. Uranus is going to add a little more uniqueness and originality and a little more quirkiness to it. It's like Aquarius can seem harsh, but at the same time that Uranus energy kind of gets it to a point to where it's a little more relatable, a little more different, but sometimes an Aquarius can make a lot of people very uncomfortable, especially if you have like a lot of Earth placements being in Aquarius and shit like that. Oh shit, yeah, people are going to think you're evil and shit. But anyway, that's the Aquarian archetype. So this is how Virgos are misunderstood. Virgos may be misunderstood based upon the whole aspect of reality as far as Saturn. Now, Virgos are very critical. Now, the Aquarius energy is going to be like, okay, well, I need you to listen to my plan and everything like that. And the Virgo is going to be like, no, I see all these holes, and these holes in your plan are like, that's going to be fucked up and everything like that, you know what I mean? And then the Aquarius is going to be fixated on its own way of thinking, and then it's going to be arrogant and everything, and it's going to be like, look, I don't fucking care what you think. I need you to listen to me right now. That's when the arrogant side of the Aquarius starts to really show its ass and everything. But that's the thing that Virgos are misunderstood for. They're misunderstood because they may think that they're overly criticizing someone's way that to them makes sense, but to the Virgo, they're just trying to help the person gain more stability in their thoughts and everything. Now Mercury is exalted in Aquarius, and it's also exalted in Virgo. So it's kind of like this double entourage energy going on right here. So this is like the part where they understand each other actually. It's just that here's the thing. The way the Virgo may be misunderstood in that energy is that the energy that the thoughts that it's highly excited about, it may not be understood by not saying them verbally at first, because since Venus falls in Virgo, you know what I'm saying, Virgos feel like they may be criticized for the things that they say. They have beautiful ideas, but maybe the way they may say it may not appear to be favorable or something like that. So, you know what I mean? They may be criticized for that, or they may be misunderstood for not being able to say what they're thinking at the moment and everything. Now, Virgos may be misunderstood also in the fact that they don't take action also, because it's a misalignment with Aquarius. And also with the sun being away in Aquarius, you know what I'm saying, Virgos may take that energy of not taking action. A lot of that is due to this fallen Venus energy. That's a lot of it is why Virgo is misunderstood in the first place, is that fallen Venusian energy really just makes it to a point to where it's just very bitter, and like Virgos appear to be a very bitter individual in general. Now Neptune falls in Aquarius. That's another thing that Virgos may be misunderstood, or that a Virgo may not understand, is that a Virgo may not understand that, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, like Neptune's away in Virgo, but it's just like, okay, like I'm not trying to be too overly involved, but I understand that dreams are important, but it's just I see a lot of details. We can't just go about this dream haphazardly. Aquariuses will just completely shut down a dream from time to time and everything. You know what I mean? Based upon, you know, Aquarius being fixed air and it, you know, putting a physical boundary and restriction on something. So if someone has a dream, an Aquarius may be harsh and be like, no, your dream doesn't make fucking sense. Get that shit out of here. Crumble that shit up and throw it away. But, you know, Virgo, for the most part, it's like, damn, like, you don't have to shoot nobody's dream. Like, yeah, I mean, I was just trying to, like, so a Virgo may not be understood by that, like, because a Virgo is already critical. So the fact that a Virgo is, like, trying to tell somebody that don't be crushing too many people's dream, the Virgo will be misunderstood, like, but you always be saying this, that, and that, and then the Virgo will just be like, all right, you got it, Jimmy Bob. So that's how a Virgo could be misunderstood as far as the Aquarian aspect of the misalignment. Now, when we get to Aries, Aries is cardinal fire, meaning this is creating a new vision and a new platform to create a new tracing for an image or for a drawing or a painting or whatnot. Also, you know what I mean? It's like it's creating a new vision. A vision, something you can visualize, a painting. So that's you having the canvas drawn at the painting. Now, Virgo is more misunderstood in this kind of energy signature because Mars rules Aries. Aries is very passionate. So Virgo is going to be misunderstood because Virgo may criticize too much the things that other people have going on as far as their own goals, their own motives. So the Aries energy is going to be like, the fuck, I don't need you criticizing. I don't need you looking at everything I got going on. Just let me be me. And you know, the Aries being very passionate and having a very strong personality, you know what I'm saying, it may throw the Virgo off, and then the Virgo will be overall misunderstood, and then the Virgo will have to overprove themselves. Now, the sun is exalted in Aries also. With the sun being exalted, yeah, put it this way, Aries is very expressive, like always wanting to be seen. Not always the center of attention, but like as far as like, look, I created this. It's like it's still a way of being seen, but not just being seen for the sake of, oh, just look at me, but more so being seen for the fact that Aries has a great idea and wants to be seen for having a beautiful idea. Virgos may not be understood once again because they just may be seen as just shooting down people's dreams and shooting down people's creativity and being highly critical, and especially with Neptune being away in Virgo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, once again, Virgo is highly critical of creative endeavors also. So all this energy dealing with Aries, because Aries is very creative too, because it being a fire sign is already going to dictate that it's dealing with a lot of creative expression-based energy, basically. Now, Venus is away in Aries. Now, Virgo, Venus falls here. So, you know what I'm saying? Aries can kind of understand how to compromise a little bit with Venus being away, but it has to like learn how to love itself more until to the point to where it can love how to appreciate other people and other people's personality. Or more so, the more it loves itself, the more it's able to manifest people who they can appreciate, but also have their own personality also. Virgos criticize that shit. It'd be like, you love yourself, but you got to work on this, that, and the third. Yeah, you may love yourself, but you got to love. And then the Aries is like, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. I can't even appreciate myself. This is fucking bullshit. And then Saturn falls in Aries. That's another thing that Virgos are criticized about also, or misunderstood about. They don't understand how to, one second. Sorry, I had to catch my breath. So, yeah, so, you know, Aries, Saturn falling in Aries, that's another thing that Virgo may not understand, and also this is like just, you know, misunderstanding energy in the first place. But as far as like, you know, trying to create a new vision of how to see reality, that's kind of like, Virgo doesn't play it out like that, but it's kind of like, you know, the way it criticizes, the way, maybe the tone of voice that a Virgo may use to criticize or, you know, put detail on a particular situation. The Aries may feel like, what the fuck, and everything like that, like, man, or not even the Aries, but just anybody who's dealing with the Virgo, because the fact that it's playing out the misalignment with Aries naturally, this is just a natural alignment that plays out with Virgo as far as the energy signature of being misunderstood. Saturn falling in Aries, that's the thing that Virgo is misunderstood by, you know what I'm saying? Bashing people's creative way of seeing reality or building structure, aka someone may have an idea of, you know what I'm saying, building their own football stadium and having their own, or making their own sport or some shit like that. And like they'll be like, since it's something that nobody's ever seen before, people are going to already kind of criticize it and let it, and kind of, you know, a Virgo may criticize that and make it seem like it's unrealistic. But, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, Virgo has to understand both the Aquarius and the Aries energy at the same time to be a little more understood in general, especially by its opposite counterpart, Pisces. You know what I'm saying? It has to, you know, be a little more fixated on its own communicating. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so worrisome about how other people are thinking or communicating about you. Worry about your own mind and everything. Be focused on you and everything. And also, you got to learn how to kind of not be too critical of other people's dreams, too, at the same time. Learn that dreams need to rise up from the surface from time to time. Also, with Aries, you got Virgo has to learn how to, be a little more accepting of people's passions and everything. You know, play out, you know, don't shoot down people's expressions. Don't shoot down with your sniper rifle and everything with your words or your thoughts, you know, people's, you know, exalted expressions or people's way of wanting to lead to a new vision and everything. And then also Virgos have to understand that people need to, you know, don't criticize a person who appreciates themselves enough, because you don't know what this person is going through. You don't know what situations that people go through to where they need to love themselves and everything. And then also you can't bash people for trying to create a new leg to stand on, aka Capricorn rules the knees. Saturn rules the kneecaps and everything, and the shins, which is, you know, building the foundation for you to be able to walk to a goal and everything, you know. Virgos have to learn how to not be critical of people trying to gain status in that kind of way, but via a new way of how to do it. So that's how Virgo is misunderstood. And tomorrow I'm going to be getting into Libra and the other signs. And yeah, I'm going to catch y'all later, soul group. Peace.